of the Bowlero Summer Challenge Series here. From Bowlero in Wauwatosa, I'm Phil Brylow, bringing you all the action here today from the Bowlero Spring Challenge. 4 bowlers taking to the lanes today on a short 35-foot oil pattern. Be very challenging. You'll see the players use a lot of the outside portion of the lane, and even though it's a lot of angle of the pocket, scores not that high on this relatively flat pattern these young players will be bowling on. 2 semifinal matches and a championship match coming to you today, and we'll be back with that first semifinal after this short break.
So what's it gonna be tonight? Be the crew that rolls deep. Be Lord of the Lanes. Be your alter ego. Be unfiltered. Be a strike dance machine. Be that guy. Be ballsy. Be 12 pounds of fury. Be superstitious. Be granny style. Be any style. Hey, it's your night. Be bold.
Semifinal match number 1 here from the 2018 Bowlero Spring Challenge. A new face to our shows here with Andrew Dahl. He'll be battling the lefty Jeremy Hodgson in this opening match as he moves on to our championship. $200 Visa gift card on the line for our champion today here, thanks to Bowlero in Wauwatosa. And the opening shot by Andrew Dahl. Not a lot of nerves, it looked like, on that shot. Comes up just a little bit light and leaves the 2-pin. Dahl out of Racine does a lot of his bowling at Castle Lanes. Of course, that great strong youth program they have there. And Dahl switches to the polyester bowling ball, no problem. Covering up the spare. Solid field here at Bowlero today for this second of our Bowlero Challenge Series events for 2018. 6 events in totals for these young players, as the lefty out of Sauk City, Jeremy Hodgson, comes up, and the 4-pin wraps around the 7, leaving that single pin conversion for Hodgson. Bowlers here attacking the 35-foot Kegel boardwalk pattern. It's a pattern that was originally made for use on the PBA Tour back in 2005, and it's become kind of a benchmark lane condition for a lot of tournaments that use a shorter lane pattern, such as this one here today at Bowlero. The low-level conversion on the 7-pin. You see how his slide foot for Hodgson, pointed right at that 7-pin, flattens out the roll of that polyester bowling ball, and no problem with that conversion. You see these young players today all trying to take advantage of the outside part of the lane, use as much of the lane as possible with 25 foot of dry on the lane condition, as Hodgson takes all 10 back in his second frame to get a strike on the board. Andrew Dahl, 2 300 games to his credit, along with a high series 752. He just got done with his freshman year at UW Milwaukee, part of that solid club program they have there, coached by Chad Source for many years. And a terrible break there for Dahl. You see the wry shake of the head, the wry smile on the face as he comes back off of a bad break. Ball just didn't have the effective angle through the pocket. You see a bit of deflection. 6-pin falls in front of the 10. 5-pin misses the 7. But EBC Productions will offer a $100 gift card for a 7-10 conversion on the shows. Gives a little bit of a run, gets the 10-pin to bounce over into the 7-pin area. But an open frame and an early 13-pin deficit for Andrew Dahl. Under previous tournament wins, Dahl wrote LOL no. But young man, he's early in his career, and if he keeps repeating shots such as that one on lane 69 for a strike, we will definitely see him in the winner's circle before long. Watch that ball outside part of the lane, just using that early even roll to get that ball up to the pocket and take all 10 pins down. Hodgson looking to extend this lead out to 23 pins. If he can put up a double here in the third frame. Hodgson slices through the head pin, leaving the 2-4-7. And Hodgson using urethane to combat this 35-foot condition. You see a lot of players on the PBA Tour go to urethane on the shorter patterns to help keep the ball in play. The only problem with that is that you need to generate enough ball speed with urethane to keep the ball from rolling out by the time it gets to the pocket. Not a problem for a young player such as Hodgson to do so. You don't see urethane come out and play too much on the PBA 50 Tour or a lot of senior events on shorter patterns because older players, it's tougher for them to generate the ball speed. And they can use some reactive resin bowling ball drillings with some non-aggressive cores to help ease their ball reaction down lane when dealing with an excessive amount of dry boards on the lane. And Hodgson comes up a bit high, leaving just the 6. We pulled that one a little bit right at target. Hodgson 2 300 games. We go with a high series of 796, and even though Hodgson just graduated from Sun Prairie, he's getting ready to begin his college career, and he's going to be doing that next year. Is Andrew Dahl's teammate at UW Milwaukee. I know that he's glad to be going to a school where he can concentrate on the major that he wants while having the opportunity to bowl collegiately as well. Hodgson gets enough of the 6-pin to knock it over and maintains a 12-pin lead. I want to thank Action Heating and Cooling for all their spring sponsorship of our events as well. Starting to get warm outside, summer on the way. Get that air conditioning unit tuned up, give them a call. 414-291-5400, the number for Action Heating and Cooling. Andrew Dahl, a little better shot than last time on lane 70 here at Bowlero, but the 6-pin wraps around the 10. Switches to the polyester bowling ball. You see him getting in close to that ball return. Walks around it even a little bit. And point A to point B is all you need to knock a single pin down, and Dahl does so successfully. And one of the people he wanted to thank is Phil Onko at Castle Lanes. Always enjoys the practice sessions he gets to have at Castle. As you see, the body language wasn't too sure on that 10-pin conversion, but Andrew Dahl very appreciative of what Castle Lanes has done to develop his bowling career. And the high 5 gear 5th frame strike here. It's a $25 gift certificate for a high 5 gear jersey, and not going to go into Dahl's pocket as the ball comes up a little high. 2-pin goes around the 4. And he may need to make sure he gets that ball projected a little farther to the right in the front part of the lane. Use what little oil buffer there is on this relatively flat oil pattern, only about a 3-to-1 ratio, and that's just a big mental mistake for Andrew Dahl. Pulls it left of the 4-pin, and a large deficit now for Dahl. Hodgson extends the lead to 24, sitting on the bench. Only 1 strike in Hodgson's first 4 frames. Looking to get a strike here in the high 5 gear 5th frame. We know these bowlers like the style in their custom bowling jerseys, and no one better jersey out there, in my opinion, than high 5 gear. And there's the light scrambler for Hodgson, and the $25 high 5 gear gift certificate as these young players get ready to go to Dallas for Junior Gold, biggest youth event of the season, coming up in July, as players battle for spots on Junior Team USA and for a lot of scholarship money, as almost 4,000 youth bowlers from across the U.S. will gather for that 1 week in Dallas and show their talents off to potential college coaches. And Hodgson, once again, creeps up a bit high. He may need to either make a large move in the beginning part of the lane. You see there, he's a little bit farther right than I think he might want to be. Jump to the left may be to his advantage. I don't think it's to the point where a ball change is necessary, but he's going to want to make sure he spares here getting into the commercial break and keeps the momentum on his side. Polyester ball. Just enough hook to take down the 6-pin, and we're going to get to our first break of the afternoon here from Bowlero, and the 2018 Bowlero Spring Challenge rolls on. Historic lanes 69 and 70 here at Bowlero in Wauwatosa. Many times over the years, PBA National Tour Championships rolled on this pair, and for many years the historic show on WTMJ TV, Bowling with the Champs. The TV tapings were held on this pair as well, and Andrew Dahl knows a bit about the striking history of this pair and throws a strike of his own up in the 6th frame. Watch that head pin go to the sideboard, dance around the 2, 4, 5, and 7, takes them all down. Dahl wanted to thank his dad Kim, mom Robin, brother Robert for all their help with his bowling game over the years, and a little help there from the 1-2 pocket. Shot pulled slightly, and that flat oil pattern allows the ball across the head pin, and he takes a potential bad shot and catches the lucky break. And a double on the crossover only leaves Dahl down by 14 pins. You see there, he's not happy with the process of how the ball got down lane, but he has to be happy with the result. And now it's up to Jeremy Hodgson to keep staying clean, working on a spare here in his 7th frame. And that was easily the best shot of the day to this point by Hodgson on the show. Splits the 8 and the 9 as he gets through the pocket. And he seemed to be a little farther left in the front part of the lane. He's actually playing it a little more direct. So pick up the speed a little bit. Don't let that urethane ball overreact early. And let the speed and the revolutions do the work on the pocket. And once again, picks up the ball speed a little bit more on that shot. And no problem with going 6-pin high on lane 69 on that shot. Big double on the board, keeps the lead out to 24 pins. But Hodgson far from being a lock in this match yet. 225, Andrew Dahl's maximum score, with Hodgson pacing at a 229 pace if he were to go straight spare off the sheet. Way to parlay the crossover into a 3-bagger for Andrew Dahl. And a big turkey getting into the 8th frame only leaves Dahl down by 14 pins. I want to thank the Wagner family at Trophy Athletic for all the awards they provided us over the years here on our Spectrum Sports telecast for players both young and old. You know, a lot of fans out there really enjoy watching these youth bowlers perform under the TV lights. And a great shot there by Dahl, just needed to get it up into the pocket a little bit further. But the 6-pin takes the low wrap around the 10. Dahl not out of this match yet, but he can't afford to let this 10-pin get away from him, and he's going to need a little help from his opponent. And he knew it off his hand. Didn't feel like it was going to get all the way back up to the pocket strong. And now just convert the 10-pin. And that's trouble. And he tried forcing that one out to the right a little bit early. Maybe thinking, well, that ball might hook back a little bit. There is 25 foot of dry lane out there. And watch that ball come off his hand. And his timing a little bit off, too. You see how his foot turned way almost parallel to the foul line. And when you rush to the line like that, you're not going to make a quality shot. Hodgson looking to seal the deal with a couple of marks here, and comes high once again for the 2-4 combination. When Hodgson's made an errant shot this match, it has all been shots creeping high. So that urethane bowling ball may be taking a little bit of oil off the middle part of this pattern for him, and he may need to make some more adjustments. And you saw the hop at the foul line for Hodgson. Bad timing on that spare forces the ball left. And Hodgson's going to need a mark to lock up this match. 18 pins in the 10th frame will give Hodgson 193. Maximum score for Andrew Dahl, 192. So Hodgson in a must-mark situation here in the 10th frame. Much better off the hand, and slices and dices through that 10-pin rack to get the strike on the board. And he has a chance now, not only with locking up the match, but this is the Sabre strikeout. 10th frame, Bowler gets all 3 strikes in the 10th. They are awarded an unlimited play gift certificate for 1 day at Sabre Laser Tag in Pewaukee, just off I-94 and Highway F. Looking for strike number 2 and the lock on the match. There it is for Hodgson, and he's going to advance to a championship match. He's going to have to wait. Next game on the sidelines is Mitch Ortlieb and Samantha Munsch. We'll be battling our second semifinal. See who will advance to our championship match. Hodgson looking for the Sabre strikeout. And there it is, $25 of value with that unlimited weekday laser tag pass. Have some fun with family and friends. It is definitely family friendly there at Sabre Tag in Pewaukee, and Andrew Dahl is just going to finish out this match. Dahl want to thank all of his coaches, including Chad Sorsch, Lenny Borsch Jr., and Danielle Hibbard for all the assistance with his game, and a little bit of an errant shot there. But Dahl's taking home a $50 Visa gift card thanks to our friends here at Bowlero, and we'll be back with our second semifinal match between Samantha Munsch and Mitch Ortlieb after this break. Why just watch the action when you can be part of the action at Sabre Laser Tag in Pewaukee? Take the challenge in one of 2 5,500 square foot arenas. Battle it out with family and friends using realistic military-style weapons. Come out and celebrate a birthday, bring out your employees or coworkers for team building, or take advantage of our specials running Monday through Thursday. Check us out on the web at sabertag.com. And our first finalist determined last match, Jeremy Hodgson advancing 205-171 over Andrew Dahl. I'm Phil Browler here with you from Bowlero in Wauwatosa, our second semifinal for the 2018 Bowlero Spring Challenge. Mitch Ortlieb facing Sam Munsch. And Ortlieb with urethane, and unfortunately for Mitch, with a gutter ball to start his match. But the young two-handed player, high rev, high speed, really needs to take advantage of the bump on the outside part of the lane. However, as the old saying goes, the gray boards don't hook. And he puts it into the gutter. We've seen Mitch a few times on TV in the past. Last time we saw Ortlieb in 2016, he was on this very same boardwalk pattern at Motion Plus Lanes in Cudahy, where he took down a Summer Challenge event that year. So Ortlieb feels confident on this pattern, but he is up against a tough opponent here with Samantha Munsch. Munsch led all qualifiers today, averaging over 214 on this pattern, and that ball a little left of target early, and you can see how that ball sliced through the head pin area, leaving the tough 3-6-9 combination. We've seen Munsch a few times on television over the last couple of seasons. Of course, great bowling family she comes from with her mom, Charlie Bolter, recently inducted into the Wisconsin Women's Bowling Hall of Fame. Her dad, Mark Munsch, having one of the all-time high series in Wisconsin at 896. And Munsch gets a bit of a break on that spare conversion. She was left to target, 3-pin bounces off the sideboard to come back out and take the 9 down, but it will be an early 12-pin lead for Munsch if she can put up a strike here in the second frame. A little lower ball speed, a little lower on the revolutions for Munsch. That's why she's sticking with a reactive resin ball. However, 2 consecutive shots left to target do not bode well for Munsch. She's going to need to make that bump to the right. What little bit of an oil ridge there is in this pattern, she'll need to use it to help her out. Because where she's playing right now, it's relatively pretty much dead flat. Any mistake to the left is going to be over-accentuated by the lane pattern, and it's going to cause her problems. And Ortlieb now just needs a mark to take the lead back early in this match. Loses this match takes home a $50 Visa gift card. Thanks to Angie Lamb, Dan Chewett, and Dan Patterson here at Bowlero in Wauwatosa and their sponsorship of not just this event, but all of our events here at Bowlero for the Summer Challenge Series for the youth players. And a bit of a light hit for Ortlieb leaves the 4-pin. Ortlieb just finished his junior year out at UW-Whitewater, that great club program. You have to consider them to be the strongest club program in the United States, and they finished in the top 5 at the USBC Intercollegiate Team Championships. And Coach Sean Wachner, if you're watching right now, you need to help Ortlieb out with those single pin spares. He missed a couple earlier during the late rounds of qualifying that almost cost him his appearance on the TV finals. And as you can see there with polyester, 25 feet of dry in the lane, that ball will have movement to it. And Ortlieb hooked past the 4-pin, looking to stop the bleeding here after back-to-back opens. And not an easy wound to try to seal right now with leaving the 2-7. The good news for Ortlieb is that with his style, he can hook into that 2-7 combination, hit the left side of the 2-pin, and have the ball continue on into the 7. And even with polyester, he's going to get a bit of movement on that shot. It's not going to move enough, though, and he gets a huge break, sending the 2-pin into the 7. Not the textbook way one would hope to shoot that spare, but a conversion nonetheless for Ortlieb. Winner of this match advances into our championship final. $200 Visa gift card on the line for a champion today. $100 Visa gift card for second place on the show. And once again, Munsch left of target. And I would think a bit of a move might be necessary at this time. Last thing you want to do is leave a big split, almost leaving the 4-9 there, and let your opponent gain any more ground on you while they're on the bench. This year, Munsch's team at Oshkosh West finished in second place at the high school state tournament, and another 4-pin missed to the left by these players, this time by Munsch. Bit of a mental error, and she's going to leave herself in a hole by 3 pins. Munsch started bowling at the age of 3. Of course, with the bloodline in that family, as we discussed. Lots of opportunities to get to the lanes for Munsch over the years. Weak 10-pin on lane 69. Back in her middle school days, Munsch was singles champ when she was in 8th grade for the Wisconsin Middle School Bowling Club. They just recently finished their state finals in Green Bay and crowned champions in several divisions, in team and singles. And Munsch with the quality conversion on the 10-pin. Ortlieb, 20 years old, a little late bloomer to the game, started bowling when he was a freshman in high school. But when he first started, and when he made his first show with us here on Spectrum Sports, he was bowling one-handed, switched to the two-handed style during his senior year of high school. And he's had a decent amount of success with it since then, and that's the quality shot Ortlieb was looking for as he puts his first strike of the game on the board. High game of 290 for Ortlieb, high series 754. And jokingly, Ortlieb wanted to thank Brett Boho for not being here and opening a spot on the TV finals for me. Boho had a conflicting event, wasn't in attendance, so his string of 8 consecutive Summer Challenge Series TV shows is interrupted. That's the best in our history in 12 years of television coverage. 8 consecutive shows for Boho, and a big high 5-gear 5th frame strike for Mitch Ortlieb, and the $25 high 5-gear gift certificate goes into his pocket. Munsch looking to match the high 5-gear 5th frame. That's left to target again, and lucky to break up what could have been a Greek church, leaving just the 6, 9, and 10, and the case of the lefts continue. And I don't know whether it's just a matter of battling nerves, but that ball easily 4 boards left of the last shot she had on lane 70. And she needs to make a change, and make a change quickly, if she wants to keep up with the pace that Ortlieb is starting to set. And Munsch finds herself down by 16 pins halfway through this match. Once again, I want to thank Todd Molbeck and all of his staff at High 5 Gear for their 12 years of support of both our youth and adult players here in our Spectrum Sports TV shows. Season 12 beginning in August, and looking forward to continuing the great partnership Spectrum Sports has allowed us to provide. First strike of the game for Munsch. First commercial break of the game for us here from Bowlero and Wauwatosa. Semifinal number 2 of the Bowlero Spring Challenge rolls on.
Barbiere's Italian Inn, featured in onmilwaukee.com's In Search of the Perfect Pizza in January 2013. Near Miller Park on Bluemont Road and on Milwaukee Avenue in South Milwaukee.
Back here for the Bowlero Spring Challenge from Bowlero in Wauwatosa. I'm Phil Brylow, and we had our bowlers continue rolling through the break to stay on time. Mitch Ortlieb working on a double, stepping up in the 6th frame. A little weak in the pocket, a little weak on the 10 pin, and then another mental mistake by Ortlieb. Puts the ball in the gutter on the spare conversion, cutting his lead to just 3 pins over Munsch. Ortlieb quickly shook off the errant 10-pin attempt and put another strike on the board. Samantha Munsch looking to put a double on the board and take the lead for the first time in this match, but once again misses badly left, leaving just a 3-pin, and a mental mistake, missing the 3-pin in the 7th frame, and Munsch pretty much needing to get in a mandatory strike mode starting in frame 8. Another miss left, another spare opportunity. This time the 6-10 is converted by Munsch, but she finds herself in a 15-pin deficit to Mitch Ortlieb after 7.5 frames. Ortlieb, you see, taking that chamois to the surface of his urethane ball. The leather chamois helps get some of that extra oil that's slightly absorbed into the cover stock of the bowling ball out. Want to have that very clean surface with urethane, especially one with a little bit of polish on it like Ortlieb has to control this 35-foot boardwalk pattern. And Ortlieb gets the lead out to 25 pins and can pretty much end this match with another strike in the 9th and a mark in the 10th. Right now, Munsch's maximum score is 179. Right now, Ortlieb pacing at a 184 pace. Kicks out the 10 pin And now it's a must-strike situation for Munsch in order to force a mark from Ortlieb in the 10th frame. Munsch, 289 for her high game, 729 high series. And best shot she's had all game long on that right lane. The ball to settle in, roll up nicely, but the 5-pin just falls over. It doesn't get anywhere near the 7-pin. And that's going to knock Munsch's high game down to 168, her maximum score. And that's just going to take Ortlieb stepping up and knocking a couple pins down on his first shot in the 10th to advance to the championship match against Jeremy Hodgson. Once again, don't forget about the Summer Games Pass at Bowlero. One low price lets you bowl from now through Labor Day. 3 games a day. Great way to stay sharp during the summer for one very low price. And Munsch looking to start off the Sabre strikeout frame with 10 in the pit, and she does. Watch that replay as she's talking it over with Ortlieb. Ball sets up nicely, doesn't overhook the last 5 or 6 feet as we saw a little earlier in this match. And sometimes when the strikes just don't matter anymore, they get a little easier to throw. And that's going to set up nicely once again. Scrambles the rack. Still with the chance for the unlimited play weekday gift certificate from Sabre Laser Tag in Pewaukee if she can fill out this 10th frame with another strike. Problem is, Ortlieb would only need a few pins on his first ball of the 10th frame to lock up the match. Basically a 5 count for Ortlieb locks it up. There's another unlimited play weekday gift certificate awarded by Sabre Laser Tag in Pewaukee, this time to Samantha Munsch. She'll be looking to, I think, let a little aggression out playing laser tag with her friends after her effort this game. Ortlieb, keep it on the lane, you're advancing. 6 steps to the line, and oh my, unbelievable. Lets it go in the gutter, and now he needs to get 7 pins for a tie, 8 for a win. You watch that approach to the line, just see the foot gets there a little quick. Swing goes out to the right, and into the gutter it goes. And 8, not exactly a sure thing here for Ortlieb. 7 would be a tie. That's a much better shot out of the hand, and 9's going to be enough for the win. Unique way to get out of this match for Ortlieb, but it's going to advance him into the championship against Jeremy Hodgson, and we'll be back with that championship match from Bowlero in Wauwatosa.
Why do we have so many of our televised tournaments at Castle Lanes? Because we love being part of the wild side of bowling. If you're ready to get in touch with your wild side, go to castlelanes.com.
A couple of interesting paths taken by our players to the championship match. Jeremy Hodgson, a late open, forced a strikeout in the 10th frame to seal his path to the championship in our opening semifinal. Mitchell Ortlieb survived a first ball gutter ball in the 10th frame in his semifinal against Sam Munsch to get into this championship match, and a 9-pin on the first delivery for Ortlieb. I'm Phil Brylo, bringing you all the action here for our championship match, the 2018 Bowlero Spring Challenge. $200 Visa gift card on the line for these young players for our champion. This match, $100 Visa gift card for second place. Once again, couldn't give out those awards without the great support of Bowlero in Wauwatosa. And we saw Ortlieb with some single pin conversion issues in his semifinal match. No problem covering up the 9-pin on his opening frame. Hodgson took down Andrew Dahl in his semifinal, 205 to 171. Hodgson taking home both the $25 high five gear jersey gift card and the Saber Laser Tag 10th Frame Strikeout awards in that game. And a little light in the pocket for Hodgson. And that's the problem with using a urethane bowling ball. If that ball rolls out a little too soon, needs to pick the speed up a bit more, get rid of some of that deflection so the 4-pin takes out the 7. Hodgson switches to the polyester ball, moves to go across the lane at the 7-pin, end over end roll, no problem with the single pin conversion. Once again, bowlsummergames.com, the great special that Bowlero and Wauwatosa is running all summer long. Buy the Summer Games Pass for one low price. Get 3 games every day all summer long. Great way to get out, get some practice, and improve your game for a very small price. These lanes here at Bowlero, well maintained all summer long. And the white crumbler for Hodgson in the 2nd frame. Interesting stroll back for Hodgson on that shot. Knew it wasn't very clean out of his hand. And he's going to have to pick up the ball speed or maybe even make a ball change to keep the strength of that urethane ball rolling through the pocket strong. Whereas Ortlieb easily throwing that ball 2 to 3 miles an hour faster than Hodgson. Eases it off the back of the pattern, and no ill effects of that 10th frame gutter ball for Ortlieb from the semifinal match. 2 shots in the pocket, a 9-pin and a strike to keep this game even after 2 frames. That blue hammer that Ortlieb is using, it might be older than he is. Of course, many fans of the show remember back in the day the various hammer bowling balls that dominated the shorter oil patterns in the late 80s and early 90s, both on the PBA Tour and in local leagues. And a flush shot in the 3rd for a double for Ortlieb to take an early 10-pin lead. A lot of times it's not about the overall angle through the pocket, it's about how strong that ball is rolling as it makes contact from pin to pin. And you see there for Ortlieb on the replay, very little deflection from pin to pin on that strong roll. And Hodgson just gave that one a little extra on the bottom. You saw him pick up his ball speed, but with a little bit of bad timing. The increased ball speed forces a pull to the right. Ball rolls up early. We saw him have problems with the 2-4 combination in the 9th frame of his semifinal match where he slid behind the 2-pin and almost cost himself a chance to get to this championship. No problem there on the spare for Hodgson, but that will leave him down by 10 pins after 3 full frames. Hodgson wants to thank his parents for all support with their bowling, and his coach from Sun Prairie and Prairie Lanes, John Brunig, for all his support during his high school years. I know Hodgson's definitely looking forward to being part of that ever-improving club program at UW Milwaukee getting into the 2018-2019 bowling season. Hodgson, much better trajectory through the front part of the lane on that shot. See that nice lane level view. We saw a couple of shots where he left 6 pins. In his semi-final match, he was easily 2 to 3 boards farther to the right. Now using that comfort area on the lane a little farther to the left, very straight through the front part of the lane. That's going to be trouble for Ortlieb, and that's big trouble. You saw the footwork at the foul line. He had a little twist with the foot as the ball came through the shot, force left with the bottom of the swing, and that ball picks up a little late, slices through, and the 4-9 left for the conversion. And Ortlieb was hoping to get one of the 2 pins down like he did in the first frame. Giving it a ride, only takes down the 4. And now the lead goes to Hodgson by 4 pins while Hodgson's on the bench. As we get into the high 5 gear 5th frame, both bowlers once again can earn a $25 high 5 gear jersey gift certificate. If you haven't checked out high5gear.com lately, lots of great jersey specials. You can design your own custom jersey, or they have some already designed styles at very affordable prices. And how about that for the break for Ortlieb? Caves in the big 4 as the ball sliced through the middle late. 6-pin, last pin the fall. Watch the replay here. As I believe it was the 4-pin was shoved by the 2-pin all the way over into the 6. And a $25 High Five Gear gift certificate going home with Mitch Ortlieb. Hodgson looking to match the strike, and that ball left the target. And when that ball made its turn, it lost a lot of energy. Didn't have enough left to get all the way up flush in the pocket, and the 3-7-9 left for Hodgson. Almost impossible to convert this spare. I've seen some players in the PBA Tour, they would hit the right side of the 3-pin, send it over into the 7, and then have something bounce back off the sideboard, try to take out the 9. Unfortunately for Hodgson, only a single pin taken on the spare attempt, and that's going to leave Hodgson down by 10 pins as we've reached the halfway point of this championship match. Bowlers need to have short memories on the negative during these championship matches with only 10 frames making up the game. Better shot out of Hodgson's hand. 4-pin rings around the 7. And Hodgson has to feel good about that shot. Back in the pocket after an errant shot, you see that ball start to charge up just a little late. 4-pin goes around the 7. Key right now is making the spare. Think about what you need to do on that right lane during the commercial break and come back strong and try to take home the $200 Visa gift card. First place. There's the spare for Hodgson. Last commercial break of the day on the lanes here at Bowlero and Wauwatosa. So you take home the $200 Visa gift card after the short break. Back into our championship match here at Bowlero Wauwatosa for the 2018 Bowlero Spring Challenge. Had our players continue rolling through the commercial break to stay on time. Ortlieb, 10-pin lead, looking to make it 20. And with the mixer strike, he does so in the 6th frame. Ortlieb in the 7th, a little up on the toes at the release, and you see the pull left, the big 4 left. And let's hope this doesn't cost him later on, because he only takes 1 on the spare attempt. And that made the match even, with Hodgson stepping up in the 7th frame. Hodgson once again a little light on lane 70. You see the frustration starting to build, but with just a single pin spare, he has no problem covering up that spare. And then Hodgson's 8th frame, up the outside of the lane, revs up nicely, 10 back. And this match is going to probably come down to someone's final shot in the 10th frame. Mitch Ortlieb leading by a single pin. As Ortlieb gets the chamois going on his urethane bowling ball to get that excess oil off the cover. Bowling ball doesn't flare a lot, doesn't get a new part of the surface as it rolls down the lane, so you want to make sure that the ball can pick up as much oil as it can down lane, and a good break there with the 10 going late for Ortlieb. That ball kind of lagged getting to the pocket, and you can see he's back at the ball return trying to analyze what happened on that shot. 5-pin, just no action into the 7. Ortlieb happy with the good break. With the 10 going late. Now just cover the spare, keep the lead, which he does. Maximum score for Ortlieb right now, 206. Maximum score for Hodgson, 215. So the strike up in the 8th puts Hodgson in the driver's seat. Both bowlers with a strike in the 9th and 10th frames. Hodgson would go home your champion. Foundation frame, great shot there by Ortlieb. And the young man keeps the pressure on Hodgson. With the foundation frame strike. Ortlieb's other interests, other in quality footwear, as you see the socks on that lane level shot for Ortlieb. European soccer, entrepreneurship, and bacon. So varied interests for the young man. Where Hodgson asks for his other interests outside of bowling, he goes, nope, just bowling. Good shot out of the hand, and he solves the riddle of lane 70. And Hodgson, the big double on the board, takes the lead by 9 pins. And with a double in the 10th frame to get the string out to 4, Hodgson can lock up this Bowlero Spring Challenge Championship and that $200 Visa gift card. But you have to get the strikes one at a time, and that first strike has to come now for Hodgson. Hodgson wanted to thank Justin and Melissa Pauli for getting him to Bowlero today. And a little weak in the pocket, 10 goes late. But this is going to leave an opening for Ortlieb to take the championship and count here huge on the next 2 shots for Hodgson. Definitely need to make the spare. Strike on the fill shot after the spare. Hodgson would have 194. And that would force Ortlieb to go strike 9 spare for 195. So the spare here huge, and count on the fill ball huge as well. But it's definitely a first ball must strike situation for Ortlieb at this time, assuming that we don't see another 10 frame gutter ball. This time it would be by Hodgson. We saw it in the semifinal number 2 from Ortlieb. Hodgson taking a little extra time at the back of the approach. Can't fault him right now. He knows the situation. Glance at the scoreboard, getting ready for the shot. Knows that all 10 is a must here to keep the extra pressure on his opponent. A little light in the pocket, almost as the 3-pin rolled out from behind, but 193 the score for Hodgson. As Ortlieb takes a stretch to stay loose. His focus here is going to be strike on the first shot. That is the necessity. Strikes on the first ball, 8 spare would give him a 194 game and a 1-pin victory. And Ortlieb been near the pocket most of the game. His errant shot has happened on the left lane, and a little quick down lane for Ortlieb. Ball doesn't finish strong. 4 and 8 is left, and that's going to cost Ortlieb the championship. Jeremy Hodgson going home with the $200 Visa gift card. Not a bad day, though, for Mitch Ortlieb. Survived some errant shot making in his first semifinal to get into this championship match. And Ortlieb's going to be taking home a $100 Visa gift card, thanks to our friends here at Bowlero in Wauwatosa. See the disappointment on Ortlieb's face, but something tells me we'll see him at more of our Bowlero Summer Challenge events as we bring those to you all summer long here on Spectrum Sports. And once again, I want to thank Bowlero for hosting all the events of the summer series, many of them coming to you from this historic pair, lanes 69 and 70. Fill shot for Ortlieb. He'll be taking home second place or champion 2018 Bowlero Spring Challenge, Jeremy Hodgson, and we'll be back to wrap up the show momentarily.
So what's it gonna be tonight? Be the crew that rolls deep. Be Lord of the Lanes. Be your alter ego. Be unfiltered. Be a strike dance machine. Be that guy. Be ballsy. Be 12 pounds of fury. Be superstitious. Be granny style. Be any style. Hey, it's your night. Be bold.
Barbiere's Italian Inn, featured in onmilwaukee.com's In Search of the Perfect Pizza in January 2013. Near Miller Park on Blue Mountain Road and on Milwaukee Avenue in South Milwaukee.
Scores a little lower than anticipated here at the Bowlero Spring Challenge on this 35-foot boardwalk pattern. Good, tight final match between Mitch Ortlieb and Jeremy Hodgson. Hodgson had a chance to shut out the match. First ball, the 10th frame. He left the 7-pin, leaving the door open for Ortlieb to get a strike of his own. First ball, the 10th, to take the championship. Unfortunately for Ortlieb, a little light in the pocket. 4-8 is left, and Jeremy Hodgson takes home a $200 Visa gift card as champion of our Bowlero Spring Challenge. Next event coming to you here from Bowlero and Wauwatosa, the 2018 High 5 Gear Classic. This time the bowlers taking on a medium length pattern, medium toughness. Should see the scores a little bit higher. And once again, a $200 Visa gift card will be on top for these young players, thanks to our friends at High 5 Gear. I'm Phil Rilo. Parents, take the kids bowling. They will have fun for life, and we'll see you back at Bowlero for our next telecast with the High 5 Gear Classic.